Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little bit since I have made a video, but I needed inspiration and I didn't just want to make any video, so I was just kind of waiting around for a sign or something to oh, Paul, this is a great video for you to make. So today while I was at work, I have YouTube playing in the background, some videos and certain people that I watch, and I believe it was You Are Creators had one with Neville Goddard and talking about the power of your imagination. And when you're talking about the law of attraction, and part of the law of attraction, well, all of the law of attraction, at the end of it, you manifest what you want. And part of it is visualization. And Neville Goddard was talking about how if you act as if, it's already yours. So, with that being said, when Neville Goddard was speaking about using the power of your imagination and acting as if, it kind of brought upon a couple of manifestation stories, success stories for me that I have had that I think that I should share. And the one that stands out the most was the new job. So I work for the Buffalo Board of Education, and the job title that I currently hold is typist. But the job that I had prior to the one that I have now was a CSC, Committee on Special Education / Student Support Team typist. So I worked for the Committee on Special Ed. I had 5 schools that I was responsible for, caseload wise, and it was a very mundane job. Nothing really changed. It was all paperwork, a lot of organization, a lot of filing, and during the school year, because I'm a 12-month employee, but during the 10 months that we're actually in school, the chair people have to hold meetings. So I would have to create agendas and meeting invitations and mail them out to the parents, and then send the copies to the various schools. And then after after the meeting is held, the case would then come back to me, the folder. And then I would have to separate it and send it off to the parent, the teacher, in certain situations, depending on the meeting, the placement office at headquarters downtown, and then a file copy. And then the file has to be put into a state education order. So it took me a little bit of time. There really wasn't any training. I was encouraged to go find a typist to go sit with, and actually because of that I met a really good friend of mine. Her name is Deb, a great woman. She'll be a lifelong friend. She's great. She was my mentor, and she was there for me during the entire process to help me. But when I'm sitting in my office, I take transportation, and I had an hour and a half one-way commute. So during the winter time, and during the summertime, sometimes it would decrease to about 45 minutes. So I'm still looking at around an hour and a half to 3 hours round trip in commuting to get to my job. And it was getting rough because when I get there, I don't even really fully like my job. So I was at a breaking point a couple of months ago. Now I want to say May. I think it was May. I was sitting there, I was by myself, because my team, the psychologist, the social worker, and the chairperson are on ACE days, and then on BDF days, because we run on a 6-day cycle. BDF days I was by myself, for the most part. And I was like, this is it. I am so done. I don't want to do this anymore. I really don't like it. I kept telling myself, it was a foot in the door to get the position that you wanted, but you had to take it because it was the only one available and you were qualified for it. And I literally stopped what I was doing. I was in the middle of the case. I stopped what I was doing. I sat back. I closed my eyes. And I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like it. I know that I have done a very good job while I'm here. I have helped a lot of people out. I have made people's life easier because of the job that I do. And I have helped a lot of people along the way. It is time for change. I will be working somewhere else. You know what I want. And when I'm speaking like you, I'm talking to God or Source. I'm like, you know what I want. I want to be in a main office. So I then used my imagination, my creative faculty, and visualized myself working at School 18, at Antonio Pantoja School. And I picked that school because I had interviewed there a couple of years ago and didn't get the position, but I had interviewed there before and I knew the main office and it was very close to my home. It's at like 750 West Avenue. It's very close to my home. And I'm like visualizing myself, answering the phone, inputting data on the computer, letting parents in through the buzzer, talking to teachers, just visualizing myself and how happy I am working there. So I'm acting as if I already had the position, and I'm using my imagination vividly. I'm trying to incorporate all of my senses into it. I'm doing it, and I'm doing it. And then, after I had built up that emotion of like joy and happiness and fulfillment because it's the job that I wanted, I ended my visualization as if I already had the job. And I didn't let it bother me when I opened my eyes and I was still sitting at Highgate Heights. It did not bother me. I was like, okay. And I continued to do this. I didn't do it in my office. Again, it was just the breaking point. So I just stopped what I was doing and did it. And then I would think about it right before I go to sleep and right as I wake up. I would visualize myself doing this. And I did it for, I think, about like 4 or 5 days. And out of nowhere at work, I get this intuitive like notion to check the career opportunities portion of the Buffalo Public Schools website. I never do. I don't know why. But I was like, okay. So I respond when I have that intuitive thought that comes out of nowhere. It's like, check the website. So I went on the website, School 18, Antonio Pantoja School, was up for bid, typist position, lateral transfer only. So people within the district that held the title as typist were the only ones who were allowed to bid on it. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Clearly, just like immediately bid on it. And then something told me to bid on, because there was a couple other schools. One was like, I think, Harriet Ross Tubman, I think Frank Sedita, and Build Academy, and then there was Waterfront Elementary School. And I'd worked at Waterfront before, and I'd always said with passion that like I'll never work there. I just think the school is a weird layout. It looks like a fortress. It feels cold, blah, blah, blah. And I had a hunch to bid on that school as well. So I bid on it. Some time goes by, because it takes some time with the board to get things finalized. I don't know why, but it does. So I get a call from HR from my friend Jeannie, or an email. I can't remember. And she was like, I just want to let you know, congratulations. She was like, you're the senior most member of the PECTA union for the schools 18 and 95. And I was like, yay. Like, thank you. Like, I literally wanted this. And then she was like, you don't have to decide right now. She was like, but I'm going to give you, I think it's like 3 or 5 school days or like business days to respond. Because I didn't want to like make a decision. And she was like, and I don't want you to make a rash decision either. So I took the time and I thought I was going to take 18. I was like, yeah, 18. I visualized it, like, da-da-da-da. And I'm then torn. I wanted 18 so badly, but I didn't know if I should take Waterfront. So I do like GPS, and I'm like, okay, I'm looking at like at both of them, like distance wise from my house, and they're equidistant. I'm like, like one was 21 minutes and one was 22 minutes walking. So like that's equidistant to me. And I'm like, now I have three choices because I always have the choice to rescind on bidding on that job and keep the job that I have currently as an SST typist. And I'm walking home. I'm like walking down Elmwood Avenue, and I go to Johnson Park, and I'm like walking through the park, and I'm like, I really need a sign. I really, really, really need a sign. I don't know what to do. I have three choices. I want to make sure that I make the right choice. I don't know which one to do. I don't have this. I need help. Send me a sign. I don't care what the sign is. Make it loud and make it so I notice it. And I'm like walking down the park, and something tells me to look up. And as I get to the end, I'm like, I look up, and there's a sign on the Phoenix Theater that says 95. So that's the address. And underneath it has this little like blurb that says hello. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. And I'm like walking around the corner, and there was another huge sign. It had the number 95 on it. And that's the number of Waterfront Elementary at School 95. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take 95 because this is the sign that I was looking for. And, then so I like made the decision to take it, but, I still wanted some advice. And I asked my administrator that I worked with at Highgate, and I was like, Mrs. White, I was like, I don't know. I have two choices to choose from, School 18 or School 95. And she looked at me and she was like, you should take 95. She was like, the principal there, she's like, I know, and he's a very good man. And the school is in good standing. And I was like, okay, I thank you for your advice. And my other friend, Lindsay, had told me that there's two typists at that building, and there's like 1,000 kids. But the other school, there's not as many, but like the clerk can be out at times or whatever. And so I ultimately decided 95. And I started at School 95 on August 1st. And the beautiful thing about it is like I'm sitting in this new job that I literally imagined having. Now, I didn't imagine having Waterfront. I imagined having 18. But the thing that brings Neville Goddard back into this is when you do the ladder exercise, and I think I spoke about it in an earlier video. I might have edited that portion out, but with the ladder, as you like desire climbing it or whatever, and you're doing the exercise, in your conscious reality during the day, you have signs all over your office or your bathroom or your house saying, I will not climb the ladder. And I just thought that it was ironic that I always stated that I would never work at Waterfront. And I always said that. I'm like, I'll never work at Waterfront. And never say never, because I am the new typist at Waterfront Elementary, and I am 22 minutes walking from my house. I am in downtown Buffalo. I am in a desirable neighborhood for me, and I'm at walking distance to everything. And I'm so thankful, and it's wonderful, and it was beautiful. To the power of your imagination. Don't ever underestimate yourself. We were created in his image, and we were given his powers. We have creative faculties. We create our own destiny. We create our existence. We create our reality with this. So use it wisely, and go create the world that you want. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.